Fast as a hurricane, the Babylonian Rouges grind all the way down the rails, where the bullet station was located. It was right at the heart of rail cannon. Once they were on a safe metallic platform, they jumped off their extreme gear and began strolling down to the station. Storm was so mesmerized by the sight of the cannons that he could not stop staring at the view. "So many cannons," he said to himself. "Storm, do you remember what we are here to do?" Wave asked the Albatross. However, he was too engrossed to answer him. Saya walked over towards him and snapped her fingers to get his attention. What did you say, Wave?" Storm asked. The swallow sighed in frustration before saying, "Do you remember what we should be doing right now?" Storm puzzled for a second or two, come up with a strange answer to her answer of patience, since was running dry. "We are supposed to do, boss?" he asked. Jet then looked at the Albatross, the same feeling Wave had. "We're supposed to come here and break Eggman's phony station down," he answered. "Don't tell me you forgot again." "What did I say, boss?" Storm asked. "I can't help but look at beautiful cannons." "You got a mind of Flicky Bird," Wave added. "No, I don't," Storm said, defending himself. Yeah, you do," Wave said. "Do not," Storm argued. "Do too," Wave debated. Okay, that's enough," Jet said, stopping the argument before it could escalate. "Now let's get down to business." He took a full note that he captured from the wind while they were grinding down the rails a few minutes prior. It read, "Since you made it to Bullet Station, located at the heart of the rail cannon, all you need to do is shut down the bases. The base is northwest as well as the cannon's engine, just 5 miles away from the precise. I'm counting on you, Bell." The name Bell was beginning to run into Jet's mind. It was also beginning to burn with curiosity. "Hey, Wave, do you know who this Bell is?" he asked. "I'm not sure," Wave answered. "But by the way, she looked at us like quite odd." During this time, Storm then turned his head and saw an orange head with a green cap on and blue eyes. It was hiding behind the little box that was sitting by the door. He did not recognize the eyes at first, but his eyes flew wide open. He turned to his teammates and said, "Hey guys, I saw a robot with a funny looking hat and blue eyes." "Where is it, Jet?" Jet asked. "It's over there," Storm said. But he turned his head and back around, and the head was nowhere in sight. In fact, the box was flipped upside down, as if someone used it by knocking over by accident while they were in a hurry. He then turned back to his friends as they were looking at him, with doubt in their eyes. "It was here," he said. "I'm not lying." "Jet the Hawk!" a voice called out. They turned over around to see both Team Dimension and Team Wisp running towards him. "Silver the Hedgehog," Jet called. "The shiny one that is not treasure," Storm said. "What the heck are you doing here?" Tangle asked. "We're just about to infiltrate the base here," Wave answered. "Yeah," Storm added. "Then knock it down." "Is that so?" Jewel asked. The Babylon Rouges nodded in their heads in response. "It's like you can read my mind," Whisper said, as she opened her eyes and her variable Wispon changed its cube form. "Where is it at?" "According to the note, it must have been 5 miles west of the cannon's engine," Waves answered. "It is where the cannon engine should be?" Styx asked. Her friends had looked at the Badger's direction and saw that they were right in the extractor of the cannon core. "I think it is," Blaze stated. "Let's check it out," Jet suggested. They went inside the core when they were confronted by Eggman's robots, who happened to be guarding the large metallic cannon. "Oh my chaos!" Styx gasped. "They notice us, mates!" Marine cried. "What are we gonna do?" Jet had their small laugh before saying, "Simple, we take them all down." With that being said, he took out his green war fans and he called Bashon to make a beeline to the robots. The others followed in a suit, and a small battle had just begun. Jet swirled around and around with the Bashon fans and his hands to create a tornado to attack the 2 robots. Wave got out her gigantic wrench and swung it around, destroying the 5 robots. Storm took out 2 of the robots by slugging them with his own fist. Silver used his psychokinesis to hold these 3 robots. allowing Tangle, Whisper, and Jewel to bring them down with Tangle's tail, Whisper's variable Wispon, and Jewel's dummy rings repetitively. With her fiery powers, Blazin swirled around and destroying the 4 robots in the process, while Jasmine used her icy powers to freeze them. Styx threw her trusty boomerang to knock down the 2 robots, whereas Marine destroyed the same 2 robots with her water powers. In the commotion, Storm then turned around to see an orange head hiding behind the capsule. It was wearing a green cap and it had the same blue eyes from before, only this time its white glove-like hands was sticking out. It did not take Storm very long until he saw the same robot that appeared a few seconds ago. He was so engrossed with the fact and the sight that he forgot what he was in the middle of fighting one of Eggman's robots. "Hey!" he called out. "Hey you!" The robot then started out not so bright at Albatross, but he would notice someone or something instantly. It became frightened when it saw the Albatross was running towards the same capsule it was hiding in. Storm ran in the capsule to get a closer look at the robot to make sure it was not one of the guards. "Hold up," he said. The robot was just beginning to run when suddenly Storm got a hold of the orange string-like tail. "I got it," he announced. He then turned to Jet, who was very busy talking out to one of Eggman's robots, and called, "Boss!" "Not right now, Storm," Jet called back. "I got something," Storm announced. Yeah, Jet said, rolling his eyes. The Albatross who cried robot. "I'm serious, boss," Storm said. "I think I got a robot." He was just about to lose his grip of the tail, since robots were persistent about getting away. He pulled it back with all of his might, unknowingly stepped onto a button that was located on the floor, right where the capsule stood. Elsewhere in the situation, a pair of brown eyes began to glow in the dark. One by one, more and more light eyes began to glow. Once the room was brightened, there were a group of green rolling robots. Each of them resembled rhinoceros. No sooner than that they were activated, they all began to roll their way into a locked metallic door, which they were all staying in 2 straight lines. Immediately after the door opened, the robots made their way to the exit from their quarters and began to roll down the tracks. One of the rhino robots accidentally shot the black spiked cannonball on the other wall of the cannon's engine. It was bumped into another rolling robots. Back inside the cannon's engine room core, the ground unexpectedly shook, causing both the heroes and the robots off guard. The shaking was so rough that it was just about every hero got down to the metallic floor, even Storm, who was still hanging onto the rail. He fell to the ground and he unintentionally let go of what he was falling. This gives the orange robot an opportunity to escape. Before the Albatross or anyone else noticed it, any other robot was not yet destroyed by either one of the 3 heroic teams, ran away immediately after the shaking ended. Once things have calmed down, everybody got up from the ground and began to wonder what went on during the commotion. "What the heck was that?" Tangle asked, rubbing her head. "I don't know, mate," Marine answered, "but that was a ripper." Jet then got up from the floor and turned to look at the Albatross, who was still attempting to sit up. "What did you say about catching a robot, Storm?" Jet asked. Storm then looked at his robot and said, "I did get it." He lifted his hand to show a small orange string in his grasp. Some of it anyway. Wave then got up and made a beeline towards a teammate and received an orange string. "Let me see," she said. Then she took the orange string to analyze it with her utility gem. Meanwhile, as they were gliding down the halls, riding down the rails, Team K-Trux and Team Dark heard a faint boom in the distance. "What was that?" Charmy asked. "I don't know," Boken answered. "But it doesn't sound too good." Omega examined the surroundings when he detected 2 rhino robots rolling down the tracks, heading straight towards them. "The rhinos are approaching," he announced. "What?" Katarina asked. She gripped around her boyfriend as tight as she could, not daring to open her eyes. "The rhino robots are approaching in our direction," Omega explained. "In that case, we better pick up speed," Shadow suggested. "Let's go." With that being said, both teams began to grind faster as the 2 robo-rhinos rolled down towards them. They were met with the obstacle, two separate rails leading in two opposite directions. They went either right where they landed on the metallic platform. Unfortunately for one of the rhino robots, it was unable to reach the heroes as it rolled backwards, leaving the heroes to catch their breath. The Maria then looked around and saw that something was not right. She asked, "Where is SBO and Katarina?" "They were right with us," Rouge said. "Yeah," Vector responded, "but where could they be?" Suddenly Omega announced, "Direction of SBO and Katarina is identified." His friends then turned to look at with concern in their eyes. "Where are they, Omega?" Shadow asked. They turned left in the direction. One of the rhinos was in pursuit of them. "Oh my chaos!" Rouge exclaimed. "The rhino could possibly hurt them." "We've got to hurry," Vector joined in. Shadow nodded his head in agreement before turning to his girlfriend. "Rouge, go find SBO and Katarina," he said. "Everyone else follow me." Rouge immediately flew up to the sky to search for both SBO and Katarina from above, while Shadow and the rest of the gang began to grind on the rails. After going in the wrong direction, SBO and Katarina were grinding down while avoiding one of the rhino robots. While still holding on to her boyfriend, she opened one of her eyes halfway to take a peep around them. She saw a rhino robot on her right side, rolling down the track ahead of them. Her eyes flew open when she saw the preparing cannon shot. "SBO!" Katarina cried out. "Look out!" SBO saw the robot was about to shoot a spiked cannonball on the rail. Right when he was about to fire, the chameleon jumped off the rail and landed in hopes of reaching safety. Because of the size of the cannonball, however, each rail was destroyed, including one SBO jumped on. This sent both him and his kitty girlfriend to start falling, screaming for their lives. But the chameleon immediately remembered that he was carrying his kunai knife, so he took it out and stuck it by the nearby platform with the wooden wall at the bottom where they were falling. This stopped their fall, but they were left dangling on the platform. "Don't worry, Katarina," SBO said, reassuring his girlfriend. "We're safe now." Katarina looked at her boyfriend and asked, "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm positive," SBO replied. "We're gonna have to be alright. We just need to stay calm and wait for somebody to come and help us. Just hang on." But no sooner than he said it, he began to lose grip of the kunai knife. Katarina was also beginning to lose her grip onto her boyfriend, despite the chameleon holding her tightly with one arm, while holding on to the kunai knife with the other. Will SBO and Katarina make it to safety? Can Rouge find them to rescue them in time? Or will it be too late? But most importantly, will Babylon Rouges and their allies figure out who this Belle character is?